I'm a 25-year-old day trader, and I used to be a lifeguard and a personal trainer at LA Fitness. So let me take you back to when I was a lifeguard. I've always been a swimmer from age 3 on. So that's kind of how I got into this whole lifeguarding stuff. So you got to do all the certifications, all that type of stuff. And then I started working at these outdoor pools, at these like residential facilities. Like you've seen them around. Small pool, like nothing crazy, just one lifeguard. I'm sitting in a regular chair. I'm not even on a stand. And then I'm looking out and there's a bunch of residential apartments that all look the same. That type of place. A complex, you know? And I did that for like 2 years. It was a company called Red Cross. Did that. I think I was getting paid, I don't even know, $10 an hour maybe that time. That was like 12 years ago. It might have even been less than that. I think it was less. And then once I turned about 15, 16, then I went to this outdoor pool for just the town, basically. So I live on Long Island. It was the town of Brookhaven, and there's a pool called we call it Center Reach Pool. It was pretty funny because there was a Snapchat group chat where we were all in. We called it like cesspool. I don't know why we called that, but all the lifeguards just joined that Snapchat group. And there, I was getting paid like $10.50 an hour. I think I was around like 16 years old. So all I know at this point is lifeguarding. I've never worked another job at that point. I never really thought I would work a normal job, ever. I always knew I was gonna do something different. And I know it sounds not cringe, but just like, oh, sure, dude, right? But I did feel like I just always was gonna do something different. I wasn't gonna just do a normal job. It just doesn't resonate with my personality. I want to create my own path, which is what I'm doing, right? So once I'm about 16, 17, I'm working at this pool. I'm starting to realize that at some point you got to get a different job, right? Because there's only so much money you can make as a lifeguard. So, but I went to a beach. So I'm still working for the town of Brookhaven at this point. I worked at that pool for 2 years. It was fun, you know, going down the slide after I'm done working the slide shift, because there was a slide. Just go chill. It was like 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off. It wasn't even like full-time working like that. It was like a fun environment, you know? And nothing was really that serious at that point. Like I'm 16 years old. There's no like bills or major responsibilities, right? So, but I get transferred to or had the option of going to this beach called West Meadow Beach. You get paid a little bit more also, because I'm the next rank up. Now I'm like 18, 19. So I worked at this beach for 2 years. I was getting paid, the first year was like 14 something. Like every year it was like jumping up a lot. It's funny, by the end, when I'm 19, the first job that I was getting paid, like when I was working at the pool, the second pool when I was like 16, that went up like multiple dollars already for the minimum wage. I was getting paid like 10 something, and it was like already 13 something. So whatever. That's like, looking back, it doesn't make a difference, you know? But then it's like, oh, $1 extra, right? It's a big deal. So I'm working at this beach, I'm getting paid 14, like 50 or something like that. And the next year when I turned 19, I was making like 15 something an hour. It's pretty funny actually looking back, thinking that was good. But I guess that's just like, it was like minimum wage basically, maybe a little bit more. And at this beach, you'd work like almost like a little bit less, I think. It was like 1 hour shifts too, not half hour. So I was doing hour shifts. And depending on your ranking, that would depend on how like how many shifts you do. So the higher ups, who are like in their early 20s, they do like 1 or 2 shifts for the whole day. I was working from 11 to 6, and they would go up there for like 2 hours a day, sitting on the stand. And but if you're a lower rank, you might have to do double that. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you do like 3 shifts. And nobody wanted the last shift really, like the 5 to 6. It was, it was just like it was the last shift. You'd rather just be off, and all you have to do is just wait now. But I remember there was this one time where this female told me to go work out again. Because of course I wasn't really working out, because you had to work out every morning. And I wouldn't really do that. I just walk, because I was super into bodybuilding training at the time. I still am, but I was like obsessed. And I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my energy on something that I don't care about. So some of the old town guys who were cleaning up the garbage and stuff like that, like putting in new bags, those guys, they told the higher ups that what I was doing, and she told me to go work out again. And I had a serious problem with that, to the point where I almost just quit right then and there. But I didn't want to lose that job, so I went to go exercise again because I had to. But that sticks with me, and it's going to give me gratitude for when I finally make it full time out of my parents' house as a day trader, because that's the plan. So then I had one more job after that. So I went to college from 18 to 22. I went for building social IQ and just getting older and just understanding things better. Like understanding real life stuff, you know? Of course, there was some learning. Like there was a couple classes that I actually liked, but most of it was just, it was classes I didn't like at all. The 2 classes that I liked was kinesiology, and there was like one other one, but it was really just that one. It was all about the body. There's 2 things that I like. It's like human behavior, or how the body works, like muscle attachments, all that stuff, you know, and then also making money. I mean, those are the 2 things that I like. Of course, there's some like philosophical things that I think about on a day-to-day basis as well, but that's tied in with trying to get the most out of this thing we call life. So after college, I went to Plattsburgh University. It's upstate New York. Did some snowboarding up there. Had my own apartment. I mean, that was kind of like, looking back, that was the 2 big things that I really liked. Having my own apartment, just cooking my own food, that type of stuff, you know? Because before that, I was living at home. And so after that, I thought I'd be just going full time at my parents' gym. They had a private facility. Since they're in their like 30s, they're in their 50s and 60s now. And they would do one-on-one and group personal training. And I thought that's what I would just kind of like do for the rest of my life. I didn't really think there was anything else. I just didn't really know. I just thought this is what I'm gonna do. And I was like, I was good at it, and that's all I really thought about was weight training and bodybuilding. So I did that for the summer of 2022, and but it wasn't enough hours. So I got a job at the Port Jeff LA Fitness, which is where my brother was working. My brother's a year and a half older than me. He's 27. And I got a job there. It was like a fake interview. I already knew the guy. He just had to do it. Started getting clients there. I worked there for 9 months. Not even a full year. The first boss, I don't even like the fact that I have to say that, but my first boss was a cool guy. And then he left at some point, probably like 4.5 months in or something like that. And then a new guy came in. And this guy was not, it wasn't my cup of tea, if I would say that. Just not, we're just not thinking the same way about how to train people, and kind of like a duh type of guy, a meathead. So at some point, I didn't want to be there anymore, and I would say that my ego did get the best of me, and I just left right then and there. There was no professional way of doing it. There was no not burning bridges. I definitely just said fuck it and left. And I thought I would just go to a different gym and bring those clients, but that didn't happen. But I will say, I took a risk, and I did bring 2 clients over. That's all I'm saying. They're not a part of that gym anymore, so it doesn't matter. And then after that, so I quit. I didn't exactly know what to do for like 6 months because I wasn't getting those clients over the way I thought. And then eventually, my brother told me about crypto. This was 2024, February. So crypto was already going at that point. It was about to come into a pullback, I think, for the summer, or just like kind of consolidate. And so I got into that. And then eventually, like a month later, I got into trading. And that is when life changed mentally, because I knew that this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to scale up to a lot of money without sacrificing my time. I'm basically able to build a 1,000-employee business. I mean, if you were to just theoretically say that, because there'd be no other business where you could just have one person and make like $50 million a year. Nothing you can really do. I mean, maybe in the future with AI now, we'll have like trillion-dollar companies with 5 people. But my brother just got home. This is how it is right now. The family's here. Parents, brother, and me. And we got a Great Dane too. But now I'm trading, and this is what's going to be going on for a while. And that's pretty much like how my life has gone so far. And I like to think of the next couple of years as like when you're driving in the dark. There's only a couple, like you can see like 30 feet in front of you maybe with low beams. That's kind of how I think of trading. It's like, yes, you want to get to this like crazy number, but you have to think about the process. And also, you only need to see 30 feet in front of you to get 20 miles. You can also just think about that as just driving regular in a car, like just regular driving in the daylight. You can drive 500 miles, but you only see at max like whatever, 500 feet in front of you, 1,000 feet in front of you. So that's pretty much my story of where things have led me to here. And then I'll probably do another one of these like in a couple years from now or something, and just kind of explain what happened after this. So, but I do want to start recording my trades. I got the whole setup, got a webcam, I got the whole thing figured out. I'm not a tech guy at all, but I got it figured out. And I'm gonna record the days that I do trade when there's a setup happening, because there's a bunch of days where there's nothing happening. So I'm not gonna record then, obviously. So until then, man, peace.